you guys, this is Gwendolyn, and for today's video, I'm actually going to do a mini vlog to show you about some of my houseplants, I think. Okay, so since I decided to work on some of my plants, I'm looking around at some of my plants in my bedroom. I decided to share it with you guys to see if maybe, because you may be experiencing some of the same possible mini issues that I'm experiencing with maybe the season changing, to realize what I need to be doing something different with my plants for the season change. I'm guessing. I'm not a plant expert by any means, and I'm not that good. Well, I'm learning about my plants, just like I'm learning how to dress for today. I got on camo pants. Look at my socks and stuff. Look at my shoes. What happened to me? Help me. But anyway, this is my dress up gear for what I'm doing today. But anyway, what you're focusing on right now, I don't know where I'm looking. I think in a little camera lens, whatever. Hayden's holding my phone, you guys. So now what you're looking at is like, what is this crazy setup? This actually is some of the plants that I'm going to be focusing on are over here. And this is my doggie, my greyhound, Scylla. This is her area. She's down here asleep. I don't know if you can see her. She's down here. And this is, of course, her crate. And I sit over here in my swinging chair. I sit here lots of times to watch TV. And this is my tray that I move around with me, and I'm just sitting it on her crate. So that's why, what is that crazy thing? So, because like I said, I sit here and I travel with my stuff, my coffee, my whatever, my remotes and all of that stuff. So that's what's up here in the way right now over her on her crate. But the plants that I'm going to be focusing on are some of the ones back here, like this is I think these starfish and things like that. My plants back here, as you can tell, I don't know if I'm jumping in and out of the screen. Don't worry about me too much, guys. I'm kind of dealing with the plant, so don't worry about if you can see me. I'm not looking the best to be seen today. But my window here gets in a lot of lighting, as you may be able to notice. It gets in pretty much good lighting. However, with the season changing or something else going on, some of my babies are still drooping. Look at my Monstera. I don't know which it is. No, the Monstera is that other, I think the one with the little, I don't know, but Hayden tries to remind me what I call my plants. I think this is a Monstera. But it's been droopy since the season change. It started looking kind of sad or whatever. I don't know what exactly. And I know a bunch of people probably, well, all you need to do is this and that and other. Well, I don't know that yet. But what I'm going to do is not just water her, him, whichever. I'm not going to just water it. I'm going to put a little bit of plant food in the mixture. Even though, as my understanding, you typically don't do a lot of fertilizing and things with your plants in the winter. But I feel like it needs something. I haven't done a lot in the summer nor the spring. I don't think I had it in the spring. I can't remember when I got this plant. I think it was in the summer.
I believe so.
I think I got most of my plants during the summer. So I got to learn to transition, whatever. But I think this thing needs some food. I've taken it out of this big potting area, that thingy that it's in. I'll let Hayden get a little bit closer if need be in a few minutes. But I've taken the whole thingy out. You know, the container is pretty big. I've taken it in my bathtub. I have 2 of these monsters. And I've soak them with water and let them sit there and dry out thoroughly. I've done that a few times, and they didn't perk up great. It was a little bit, to me. It wasn't enough, because I know but I've checked the roots and things like that. I check the leaves all the time, making sure it doesn't have any type of bugs or anything on it. However, not that I'm missing, so I could still be missing something. But I've checked through the soil a little bit. But one thing about me dealing with my plants, I'm looking at my light bulb. I always look at stuff. I don't like to disturb the plant too much. I personally don't. I don't know if that's a good or a bad. I don't like to disturb how they, especially when they're growing well. I like to sort of just work with what I'm dealing with instead of trying to just change everything. I typically don't do that. Good or bad, I don't know. So I've dug through the soil and looked for stuff and seen what could be causing the possible issue. But I know plants go dormant or whatever in the season change. I understand that, but I don't know what that looks like. You know, like a lot of people, like I look at every video on the earth that talks about plants. I don't know if you guys see, I'm loaded with books. I'm loaded with plant books. And I'm always trying to find out what, like when someone says something goes dormant, I need to physically see what that looks like for me to understand what I'm looking at. Understand? So if a plant, if this may be what that's considered, I don't know. Or somebody like, girl, no, that plant's just drooping. That plant's just sad. I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out. And so that's what I'm going to be working on. I love my Hoya, what do they call the Hoya like ropes, the rope plants. I love those so much. And they're back here. I don't know if I can reach that. Lord, if I fall in this crate. See, look at that, how sad that's looking. But it was all perked up earlier. Then probably one of the other issues, my dog is always over here, so dog hair keeps getting on my plants a little bit. I keep trying to, I clean them off a lot, but I don't think that's enough to cause an issue. And I have one of the leaves for one of my snake plants lying over there. I always let them just dry out, and then I put them in a container or something, because you know you can propagate them. They can grow roots from just their stems. Anyway, so this one is growing fine. My what is it called? String of Tears. This is doing perfect. This thing is beautiful. And I've shown you guys, I may be backing up too much sometimes, but I've shown you guys in another video how I tied this little thingy on here. That used to be on, I think, one of my dog's jackets. It was a little thingy on it, and it came off. So I used it to hook on there so I can turn my plant when they can get sun on different areas. Look how full it is. This thing is beautiful. Now I will pat myself on the back for a string of anything doing well. A lot of people struggle with strings of anything. String of peas, strings of the dolphins, string of my turtles. Let's not talk about my turtle. But my other stuff is like this. I am obsessed with this string of anything. But it's growing so beautifully. It's like, anyway, and with these, I know people know, one of my things I do with this string of tears, as I do with all the string of somethings, I always check my plant, the little leaves, which are, of course, their teardrops, their peas or whatever that's on their stem. Of course, that's their leaves. I squeeze them a little bit on all of them, all of my plants. That's like the string of something. And if it's a little bit mushy, well, not mushy, it's not a good thing. If it's a little bit soft, or they look a little bit wrinkly, the individual leaf on the top, not the ones down here so much, I know it needs water. So this is one of the succulents that gives you a good measurement of when it's thirsty. That's what I just love. Oh my gosh, I love these plants. I love the Monstera, but it's just kind of, you know, we're having some problems. We need to mend our relationship. We may need to go to counseling. We're having some issues, but this one I'm going to be working on today. I've been working on my Hoya. I think that's what it's called, my rope. I just know the rope plant, so whatever. That.
Oh, Hindu rope.
Hindu! Oh, praise. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's why you have brilliant people around you, because see, that's it. The Hindu rope. I love, love, love that plant, but I don't know what it is with that. The snake plants back there looking a little bit kind of shrivelly. That's kind of an easier fix. I see it needs more soil. I haven't added soil in that thing forever. So I see it needs a little bit more soil, and it needs a little bit of water. These plants, what are these called again? Hated my little money.
The Chinese money.
Chinese money something.
Something.
Now, as we see, I have a thingy here hanging. I need to pull this off. This is just dry. I'm lifting it. It's so light. It's just dry. However, I'm getting a lot of new growth. I see one there. I see quite a few. It's growing really well. And this particular plant, I don't know how great of a job I'm doing because I don't turn it a lot. Like people say, turn it. And I understand that because so it doesn't lean like mine is trying to lean a tiny bit. I'm going to turn it when I put it back here near the window. Now, I do know this particular plant will burn pretty easily. So my window, these are some of my air plants that need to be watered too. This window I keep with the blinds a particular way to make, hopefully the plants don't get too much sun directly on them. So I adjust my blinds. I keep the curtain thingies there to help because these two plants sit down here in these little containers until I figure out a better place I want them to go. For right now, I'll leave them there. But like I said, gets a lot of new growth. And what I was starting to say and didn't finish is this plant grows and it drops off its older leaves, typically from the bottom. So when I first ordered this one, it had the real big leaves on the bottom, and they will eventually drop. And if I don't tend to it, like it's pretty much, I think I tell it needs water. But with this one, like a lot of plants, I'm thinking maybe all of our plants that don't sit directly in water. The ones that do not sit just in water to grow, they need to dry out before you water them. That's what I am learning, so it doesn't have get root rot. So I'm sure everybody knows that. I'm just saying it because I'm just saying it. But this plant is growing really well. It's once again being over here by Scylla. I have to come and wipe my plants constantly, right? Because it's going to get dog dander or something on it. She doesn't shed a whole lot, but every dog, well, that's not true to say, but she does shed. And maybe maybe I get dander on them a little bit. And it could be it's so funny because it could help sometimes so the plant doesn't get too much sun on it. It could help it. But I'm going to clean all of that up. I'm going to work on that one today. Okay, that I'm going to be doing. And since this plant may do fine here, I'm going to adopt on her while she's there first before I move her. But I'm going to show you later I have another one that's downstairs, and I'm going to put it over there. I'm going to let Hayden show you a little bit of my concoction that I put together. These are all my snake plants. I don't know if this is in the way. My snake plants, my string of tears are here. See how pretty, how well they're doing? Now I had to do some creative stuff right here because I don't have a lot of hooks in the ceiling and things like that. But these are doing amazing. They are so cute. I'm just feeling that I may need to water them today, give them a little bit of plant food or whatever. I got here some of my air plants hanging up here. I leave them just hanging. And I typically open my window. I keep my window open year round. And even when it's raining, I just cover some of this area back here with I throw a sheet or something back here when it's raining. But they love when this season, they get the wind blowing. I usually have my window up way higher. I close it a little bit right now because we're walking around this little bit. It's pretty cold. But anyway, the air plants like to hang here. They're growing really well. This one is probably in just not doing as well. It could be getting too much sun or whatever. It could be dying. It could be dead. Who's to say? I'm going to deal with this one later. But I got quite a few of them. Like here. Look at these. Look at that one. Now that's sitting over here. You can see there's another one. I got back here my little lithops, my little rocks, sitting back here because I keep this window open a lot. This one is a little bit shrivelly looking. This one is ready to be watered. This was, look at that, was a gift from Christopher. This one is another succulent. I forgot what it's actually called, but anyway, I'm going to water that. And some of this stuff is kind of whatever you see back there because I put plants on it. So it looks like, what in the world is that stuff? Because I stack plants on stuff back here. So it's not going to be the prettiest setup. However, all of these snake plants, I love the way they're doing whatever. This one has been more of a struggle since I've had it, this particular one. and I see a lot of new growth in here, but it's time to give it some water. It's getting to that point, and I let them dry completely out. With the snake plant, it likes this area. Even when it's colder, it seems to like it. But I may move something over here because I may bring one of my larger monstras and put it back here in this corner because it got that corner base to help support the weight of it. They're going to steal some of my air plants over there and some of my moss that's been dead since I bought it. And but I just liked it hanging up there, the moss over there, the Spanish moss. So that's, I think, when I'm working with them, looking around. Sorry if anything's picking up in here. This looks like a actual real air plant, but it actually isn't real. I thought it was. I had to really check it because it looks like a real air plant, but that one is not actually a real plant. Here's another one of my snake plants. I sleep with this. Now, I've said, I think, in a video before, but I'm going to repeat myself. That's my personality. I'll move over here if you want. But the snake plants, I hate that word. Oh, I'm so terrified of those things, God. They're my nightmare. But I know they have a lot of other names, and I can't do scientific names, so right now I can't think of it. But mother-in-law's tongue and some other things. But anyway, I just call them the S-word plant. Really a helpful source to have around you when you're sleeping, as is a lot of plants, right? But the reason I like those particular types are because, as all plants give us oxygen and things like that, push out oxygen, right, in the air. All of them, I believe, do that. These particular ones push it out at night when other plants are what I call sleeping and not doing the same process. They do it through the day, some other plants. So these, as my understanding, they do more of that work for us, help us with healthy breathing and things at night. That's why I have them all around me. And I love them anyway, but that's helpful. And I sleep well. I sleep well with all this plants around me, my window open. Anyway, but that stuff I'm going to be dealing with. So, and I'm going to show you a few other plants that I'm going to be working on today. I'm going to work on one of the S-word plants. I'm going to move a monster. I'm going to work on these. Those I don't think need anything. Here's the other starfish. It's growing a tiny bit since I've had it. It was a tiny bit smaller. I can see new growth on it. So I'm going to be working on that. I'll show you a couple other plants I'm going to be working on. Okay, let me go take you to one of my other plants. Okay, you guys, I know the lighting is not grand right now, but I just want to show you that I'm going to be working on my, what is this, elephant food or something like that?
I believe that's an elephant food.
Elephant food plant that is actually more like, it grows like ground cover. And this thing was so huge, bushy when I first got it, and it's just dropped down to this, whatever. It's got leaves on here. It's died up, either neglected it. Sometimes in here I forget to come and check on these plants. And there are my cactus. That's why I put mostly cactus in here, because I don't always think about it. My money tree is not profiting. Get no money off of this. I'm going to do something with this. If it's dead, I'll figure it out. I get a new one, because I was dealing with it one time, experiencing root rot or something, and I almost never water the thing. Here's my dragon fruit. This one I'm pleased about. This one is so beautiful. It grew from like here all the way, all of this going on, all up here. That's why I have to tie it. I love this dragon fruit. So I'm not that stressed over this one or this one. This room is mostly supposed to be for cactus. And these back here are growing really well. So this is going to be my maintenance. Maybe today, maybe later. I got a few little sprigs right here. Could happen, could not. It's not that important to me. It's not a super expensive plant, nor is this money tree, but I won't get this again. It's just too something for me. Hard to grow plants work with me. Not things that's supposed to be easy. So I'll figure it out, get a new one or whatever. So I see what's going on. It may just be shot. I had to take one of the stems out because it just stayed moist. It feels weird. It may be just a goner. But anyway, I'll figure it out. If you guys see it in another video, it survived, came back to life, or something happened. If not, she's a goner. We just wish her, she RIP. But I'm going to go on to the next plant, and here's my other thing I was looking for. I was looking for. Okay, and in here in my bathroom, I have a few of my plants that they don't really, I don't think they need a lot of my attention today. This one is I know it looks a little bit dry, but if the leaves are not real soft, yeah, they are a little bit, I don't mess with it. Like this one has been growing like crazy. My donkey's tail, either donkey's tail or burrow tail, it's been growing really well. This is so firm. And I noticed with this particular type of plant, it's really considered pretty delicate because your leaves fall off if you barely touch this particular one, typically. But what I've learned, experienced by dealing with the plant so much, is that that's not exactly so much of a major issue when the plant is watered well, like when it's moist. I notice they don't fall off as easily, but they will break off. Let's be honest, they will. But I can, when it's really dry or it needs water, I could barely touch it and the things will just plop off. I have another, I'm sorry, this is a dolphin, a string of dolphins. And there you can see a few of them in there. This looks
focus, man.
Like, let me find a dolphin on here. This one is, I'm starting this one. It was really tiny. There's a dolphin right there. And I'm going to hopefully get a few more as it starts growing. I'm going to go and give this a little bit more water and deal with this one a little bit. These are some of my just stragglers that just fell off of something, and they're in here. They're growing little roots in there. This was just like sometimes when I plant a piece of one plant, while I just throw it in there and the things start to rooting. So I'm going to water them today. I have another dolphin over here. I think this is a dolphin, or there may be a string of pearls. Like, let me move my head. Like, that's a string of pearls over there. That was just moss. This window's open a lot, so it blows that stuff. So that's why it looks like that. And yes, my moss is shot. I just like it. I just like it just hanging there. I don't care if it's green or not. Typically, when you're supposed to spray them, when they get dry and they perk back up, but typically they don't get, I think they're not supposed to get completely brown. They should be like a grayish color. If not, your moss is probably passed on, but it's just pretty to me. But anyway, there's my string of pearls. Love it. My fern down here. The fern always gets dry leaves, but it keeps going. It's a constant rotation of pulling out my dry leaves and having my new growth. Because like I said, I keep the window open a lot. In here in my bathroom, I keep this window open a lot, this one typically. And so it gets rained on, it gets whatever in this window, it gets a lot of wind. So whatever that fern likes or doesn't like, I pull off the dry little leaves, but it keeps getting green and perking back up. It loves lots of water. In my opinion, that thing drinks so much water. While I got this container sitting here, while I got my old milk carton sitting here, that thing drinks so much water. And we're going to put a little bit of plant food in there. Here was just some moss. Like I said, I think my moss is all croaked. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. I just like it. I just like it because I just like it. Anyway, and just for the record, a lot of let me get out of this poor lighting. Okay, you guys, a little side note that I want to share with you is that sometimes when we buy our plants from nurseries and things like that, I'm not sure how they maintenance them, how they take care of them. And in my experience, I've gone to a bunch of places. Some of what people call the big box places, like what is it? Like our Stater Brothers, which is our grocery store. They have the big lot. I mean, not big lots. What is the other place? Lowe's and Home Depot. And people call them big box stores, whatever. I've gotten some of my best plants, especially from Stater Brothers. Best plants in the world. However, when I've gone to some actual nurseries, and I'm saying it like that because that's all they do, my plants came in and I struggle with those things like the elephant's food or something it's called. I struggle with that, and that's a freaking ground cover. Ground cover should grow on concrete. It should grow anywhere, and mine in there struggling like it doesn't know any better. But so things like that, it was so bushy. I have pictures. I'm going to show you. I'm going to embarrass myself and show before and what Gwen did or something that's happened to that plant. So sometimes I think they're doing something, amping up these plants or doing something. So we come in and like, oh my gosh, and the plant is all beautiful and plush, and we buy it. We get it home and that thing deflates. Now, I'm not saying it's not me. It could be just me. It could, and I'm not gonna say one way or the other. I don't know. However, their plants look amazing. Bring it home after a few weeks and it's just gone. It makes me think they're doing something extra that we don't know to do. Then when your plant is not doing so well, what you do, go buy another one. So anyway, that's just food for thought. And I'm not blaming the nursery people for if that's not correct, but something is going on. Something behind the scenes. Oh yeah, I should follow them around the back. But anyway, so that's what I was going to say. Some of the plants I've had were doing great, and then they just, I want to call it deflated. And I'm doing the typical things like feeding it, whatever, like you should, whatever. But it's just something. And I wouldn't doubt that they make something look good, like our grocers. They're going to make a food look good. And then you get to home and that thing, oh my gosh, help it. You know, because they spray stuff on stuff to make it look presentable. I'm not, for people that work in a nursery, whatever, and you're not that person, I'm not talking about you, but something is going on. However, so that's why I like to go to some of my stores, and I'm sure they're doing it too, whatever, but something is going on, and I'm just going to try to keep working with that. So that's why I was saying that to say, in my experience, I don't get that hard on myself because I'm like, well, the plant was, how did it get that plush? And then, or they need to share their secrets with us to some degree to keep our plants healthy. But whatever, you know, we know everything is marketing typically. I'm looking at my little air plants right there hanging up in those things. They're so cute. They're growing a little bit. I've shown them before, but they're so cute in those containers, in those little bulb thingies. They're so cute. They're in there growing. Two of my air plants with that deceased moss. The thing, that's exactly the way it looked when I bought it. But I just like it. Anyway, on to the next. That way. Sage left. Okay, and here is my turtle tank. You can see the two turtles in here. But I'm showing this only because I've showed this tank a billion times and it's dusty up here a little bit. But because I threw one of my snake plants that was in water of these, what were the propagated leaves. They actually just kind of, I pulled them out of the thing when they get to a point where they're just not doing so well in with the other plants, and I just threw them in water. And instead of having it just sitting in still water, because during the summer I didn't want to grow or to deal
Harvest
with the mosquitoes. Yeah, it was like the mosquitoes would sit in still water and start and lay their eggs and things. So I didn't want to do that. I needed water to be moving. So I put it in here near the filter, and it's been doing great. It's like, because this keeps the water running, I mean, like going through the roots and everything like that. And I was put it here because it wasn't my intention for the turtles to eat it. That's why I have this little weird setup, these two cups. So because the turtles like to bask up here and make sure they didn't just sit here and start eating the plant. So I put these cups around it like that. I cut holes in the bottom of two cups, as you can tell. And these things have been doing fine. They're all stiff. I always check the roots and make sure they're doing okay. And all of these pieces are growing, and I got roots and things, really good roots in the bottom, and I see new growth down in this thing and down in my cup. So that's what I did. I did that here for mostly decor. Look at these crazy turtles. Somebody help them. You guys, these things were like the size of a little bit bigger than a quarter. I don't know if you guys know, like I'm looking at my son because he's young. I don't know if you guys know what $50 looked like, the 50-cent pieces we used to have. They were a little bit larger than a quarter. They were larger than a quarter. They were about that size. So anyway, and look at these big And Hayden always cleans this for me. Like he's going to come in here, wipe the glass down from the dust and things like that. And like I said, you guys know I keep my windows open year round, so I'm going to get dust all throughout my house. So anyway, Hayden gets this little wreck ship thingy. He had it back there, and they drug that thing all over here. And they are just busy all the time. We take them outside. I don't pick them up. Hayden takes them outside for me and let them play in the yard, go around in the yard sometimes. Anyway, the Raider sliders. But anyway, I keep that in here and keep them from eating it, and it's been seeming to work. And then these things are solid. They're in good. They seem like they're in really good shape. Anyway, one of my live plants there, and we're going to the next. Booyah! Okay, so I came downstairs. Hi, Kaden. You need Rafi? Okay, here you go. You got him? Kaden, say hi.
Hi.
Look at Uncle. Hi. Okay, there you go. Okay, so I came down to show you guys the other Monstra. That it's like something is just missing something. It's like not. I got to get them boosted up or whatever. Like I said, I don't know if this is what the dormant stage look like. I kind of doubt it because I've seen people, they're showing their plant throughout the year and they look all perked up or whatever. I'm not sure, but I'm going to work on this one. This is the one I think I'm going to move upstairs and put behind my bed where it gets good lighting from my window, my sliding door window here at the kitchen area. But I may take it up there so we can spread more because some of the leaves back here, they can use more. I know this thing's thirsty. I think it needs food. I need to just quit just watering it, and it is what it is because I keep moving. I'm trying to decide on before I put it in a planter structure. I'm trying to decide on where I want it to stay because it's heavy. That's why it's just sitting like this. And I keep one of these. I forgot what this is called, but this kind of little cactus family thing. Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but anyway, I got to deal with that. The snake plant here, this thing kills it. Look at this thing. This thing just likes being here. This one, I see this leaf here. I need to take off of this. I got another one of these, this exact plant. I have another one on hanging up in my kitchen window. Here's my spider plant. This seems to be okay. A lot of my plants just need to be watered and may need some food. I think they need a little bit of food despite this season because they're just not that perky. Or I looked up or whatever, put a little bit of the kind of peroxide or something in the water to help boost it. Like it does something with the oxygen and helps to boost the plant up a little bit. But I don't want to artificially boost the plant. I want the plant, if it needs a little bit of food, to get some food so it doesn't droop back down, possibly. I don't know if that's the way it happens, but that's just me thinking. That's why I'm trying to see if anything on my plant, but it's just dirt. I think, making sure. I check them for bugs and stuff all the time, which I've had some stuff here and there. Anyway, never on these so far. Hope they don't. But anyway, this is the one I'm talking about. I'm going to be dealing with this one, and I'll show you in a second. I'll let Hayden get me over here for a second. I'm going to show you. Say hi. There's little Caden, his brother Christopher, his sister right here, Alex, with Lexi. You guys know Lex. Remember Lex used to be behind the camera. She grew up. Now we got Hayden back there. And there's a little Alex. So these they're look at Christopher. Oh my baby. You want a shake? Okay. Let me get you a shake. Okay, here is some of the plants. Like I say, I may work on this one today. This is just a typical, I forgot what people call them, but I just call them vine plants. I forgot.
I think that is a philodendron. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Katie, you go on it.
I don't
look,
know.
The name right there.
I remember. I don't.
Yeah. So it just needs water. I can tell it's a little droopy. I gotta put these. Hi! I gotta put these, mount them on the thing. What are they called again? I am terrible with remembering names. But the type of plant that gets mounted
Let me read
on the thingy on the wood. Look, it's right here. Staghorn. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. The staghorn. I got to get that mounted eventually because it needs more something. I think they're like related to the air plant family because you can mount them the way the roots grow. I think they're the air plant family. I may be wrong, but I think so. Here's my string of hearts. This one is pretty much, may need water today. It feels pretty good on the top. I always check, like I said, see if the leaves fit. Anyway, this one, but these are not my main concern. I'm going to do something with that one today, the staghorn. I'm going to deal with the philodendron.
Philodendron.
Oh Lord, please, somebody help me. Okay, I forgot what this is called, but this one I think is fine. These are fine. Spider plants seem to be fine today. Now here are my string of, this is supposed to be a string of bananas. It looked almost like the string of hooks, but it also looked like a banana up here. They're a little bit soft. I'm going to soak this one today. Here's another dolphin plant. You may be able to see, it's hard to catch. There's a dolphin right there. It's hard to get them to form a dolphin. Oh, there, dolphin there. Here's one there. But all of them eventually form into that. I don't know what all it takes, but I got a few in there. So I'm going to maybe water this one again today. That's what I'm going to be doing. Up here, oh my God, I love these. Any type of Hoya. See, I wanted to show you my string of pearls. These are so pretty. And this is that same plant I have on the other side. What is this called again? I know it's a base. Monstra.
Swiss cheese vine.
Swiss cheese vine, yeah. I have one on the, whatever the thing is, the moss backing. But this is a type of a Hoya. I love these with these thick leaves. Look at this growing all up there. I have another one here. I have another staghorn over here. Here's another, the donkey's tail or the burro tail. That's here and it's bushy on the top. They love top sunlight. Look at that growing up there. All of this is new growth for me. And I keep my plants, like I said, trying to hang them a particular way because they like sunlight at the top. And anyway, but look how this is growing. This thing is, this is my jam. This is what I'm good at. That easy stuff, I would murder. Oh my God. Anyway, so this is things I'm going to be working on today. I don't know if I'm over anything on the other side of the room. Let me go look and see. Okay, here are some other plants that I'm going to be working on, Elizabeth, today. I'm looking at the dust because we have the guinea pig cages down here. A lot of this stuff is from the guinea pig. Whew. So whatever that stuff is, they're bedding. So I'm going to be working on that a little bit. This one has always had this little deal right there from the sun or whatever. I got to see what's going on with my one here, the succulent. I forgot what it's called, but some of this stuff is it just happened like when the season changed, it just did something different. Look at my old man cactus. I think it's called an old man or something. Look at his girl. That thing, Lexi touched it once with the part of her arm. It has so many thorns, the little sticky things in it. Be very careful around those. I don't care how smooth it looks. This one is just something. It's just not doing well. This is a type of a fern. I'm going to check on that. I'm going to check on that or do something with a snake plant. Typically they do well. This, I forgot what it's called, but anyway, I'm trying to get through it. Here goes some more the snake plant thingies. Look at all this new growth in here. Look, all that growth. There. These things are just a jam. Here are my fins. And I can't get it uncurved. I can't get it to not curve with let's bit. But snake plants over here. I got to work on this one. This one needs a little bit more water or something. This one he wants to sag a lot more. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with this one. This started drying up in the winter. This started growing in the winter. That's another snake plant up here, and a cactus it's right in there. That's growing. So these are the things. Whatever looked like it has some kind of a problem or struggle is what I'm going to work on. This was bushy all summer, and look at this. Look at this baby. What's all left? My clover, some kind of a shamrock. Look at what's left. This thing was so bushy. Anyway, it is what it is. I'll try to see what's going on. But these are my projects for today. And I don't know if you see me, but
yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna be working on, and I'll let you guys keep you updated on how they're working out, and we'll go from there. Oh, look at these two air plants up here. There's one there in that thingy, and there's one here and there, the little air plants. So anyway, we'll see. That's what I'm going to be working on, and like I said, I would try to update you guys on what I find out about my plants if you're having some of the same issues, and I will look at the comments or whatever you guys want to help me out, give me an idea of some things I could do to, like, you know, spruce up some of my plants that look a little bit sad for the winter. But anyway, that's where we are, and talk to you guys later. Love you all, and remember to, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, please. Like, subscribe, and
Like,
comment
and subscribe.
Wait, back up, that's really sad. Like, comment, and then subscribe. Booyah! Booyah! Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Oh, oh, my baby. Okay, bye, you guys. This is.